God bless, sir. I am Shana Meo Vermanes, and this is my classmate, Crisel Tribunalo and Junaina Marubo from BAN Department. So, thank you, sir, for giving us a opportunity to interview you, sir.
Good morning to all of you. So, I would like to express my greetings because you have selected me as your recipient regarding of your subject, which is facilitating learning. So I am Rolly S. Galledo, and I have experienced more than 5 years in teaching here in Southeastern Career College. And of course, in experience in teaching, I have many difficulties. I have many challenges that we face or I face already, and of course, no. So there are times when we are going to face your students. There are times that you supposed to be born out of your fears or or afraid of being a teacher. But most of the time, you have to pray God for all of that doings in your inside classroom.
As a teacher, challenges in designing differentiated activities for the pupils. Na-challenge po ba ko, sir, sa mga estudyante sa mga learning activities?
Okay, so firstly, the challenges that in designing differentiated activities for the pupils is more complicated than we do in our lives, in our daily lives. Just like doing things in a house course or in activities in the house, but in school there are many challenges in designing differentiated activities. Just like when you are going to have prepared for your lesson plan, you have to see the outward or outlook on what you are going to do, on what you are going to have, what we call that, a meaningful learning experience for that particular student. Because in engaging of different activities, there's so much many strategies that you are going to prepare. Just like you have to see the multiple intelligence of the child. Just like on what particular they are most what we call that, they are most preferred to do. Just like singing, just like their hobbies, just like their drawing, their vision on what they are going to do. So as a teacher or as a student, you have to work or prepare for that particular activities that you have to engage of that particular student. Because in designing differentiated activities, it is more pleasurable or valuing the effort of the children, and that is the challenge that if you are going to design differentiated activities of the pupils.
So, as a future educator, guys, sir, no, dapat yun ay mas maila-ila natin ang mga estudyante sa ilang mga, kung usay lang mga gustong matong sa activity kayo, sir, no? So, dapat we know the students pa silang mga hobbies and ilang mga attitude pag sir, di mo dito na to observe lang dito sa silang maaari.
Yes, sir.
So the second question is, most rewarding experience in giving differentiated activities for multiple intelligence.
Okay, so this is the most valuing effort as a teacher, because in multiple intelligence, you are not looking for a child on he is bright or brilliant. You are not looking at one. But you have to look at the child on what particular kung saan siya manghihina, doon mo
enhance.
doon mo siya pipiliin kung anong klaseng activity ang ipapagawa. Because nowadays, in new generation, or what we call the digital generation nowadays, most of the children, including our children in our house, so they prefer to use gadgets. They prefer to use different colors to see on what they like. So, kasagara din ng anak sa mga bata karon. So, in rewarding experience and giving differentiated activities, if a child pass their work or pass her work, you have to give them a good good reward. Just like you have to give them a lollipop, you have to give them a star, you have to give them verbal communication, just like you are very good, very good. Keep up the good work. And in anak, just like the example, if you are going to reward the child. So that is how to handle multiple intelligence regarding of behaving, regarding of rewarding, regarding of how you motivate the child in that particular area.
Para mas ma-motivate pag-hit ang motivation na yun sa mga persons na student yun para mas mo-enhance pa yung learning student yun. Third question, importance of multiple intelligence in education and the advice for student, you as a future, me as a future educator who will deal with multiple intelligence in the classroom.
In dealing with multiple intelligence in the classroom, the importance of intelligence or multiple intelligence in education is more comprehensive, more on preparation, more on what we call this, more on planning, more on facilitating. Because this is a part of learning process, teaching learning process of the students. Because when you are going to have a children in a classroom, you do not look the students alone. You have to look the four corners of your classroom. On what, just like I say, if you are going to write on the board, whether if you are nakatalikod ka, nakikita mo kayo mga estudyante mo kung ano ang kanilang mga ginagawa. And that is the most powerful meaning as a teacher, as a educator, because they feel that they have a teacher. Meron si teacher sa aming katubangan. Wala si teacher sa katubangan, magbihita. Muna ang ilahang gigaganahan. So that is the importance of multiple intelligence in education. So if ever na makailas lang ang nalay teachers ko ba mo interact ang ilahang ng mga behavior. Then if ever mag-start na ang class, if ever you have started in your class with particular topic, the students inside the classroom is giving an interaction of behavior. Especially when you are going to have a different activities. So in multiple intelligence, in differentiated activities, dili lang kay kanang, like for example, naghatag ka activity sa usa ka bata, kini kay maayo rin sila ani. Nya na ba yung mga bata na likod maayo ana? But what you are going to do is you have to mangita ka pamaagi, or you have to give alternative way kung unsa nga activities ang need anak nga bata. Di pa lang siya ganan mo drawing, di pa lang siya ganahan sa imuhang ipamuhat. So you have to see, you have to watch on what particular activity on that particular child. Oh, that is the most important in dealing of multiple intelligence education. Because kaya ang mga bata karon dili pareha na nato sa or nato sa una nga okay ra pwede kung basta di ko ganahan mo ko. But nowadays kung yung padringon ng bata di siya ganahan, di siya madrawing. Muna ang result pati kayo di ganahan ibis 4-dimensional object ang imong ipa-drawing, ang himo stick na lang ang tao. Yan na. So that is the importance of multiple intelligence education. And lastly, as a teacher, as a experienced teacher, I advise to you that in future educators, how you are going to deal multiple intelligence is you have to give the child particular activities in your classroom, and that is the most important thing. So you have to create a multiple text with varied activities in your classroom within your lesson plan, because lesson plan is the most important thing to do to get the flow of your lesson, to get the flow and ini ang interaction between your lesson, between you and your students, because lesson plan is the first step if you want the child lesson or understand the topic that we are going to discuss. So as a student, as a teacher, so I prefer to use multiple intelligence to watch, no? Kaya namang buhay na intelligence karon. So what are the intelligence? Kinesthetic intelligence, visual, verbal, nasa pa na siya, auditory. O namang buhay mga bata na kusog kay sila nga paminaw, but hinay sila nga pagtanaw. So na po yung mga bata ang kusog sila nga pagtanaw, hinay sila nga paminaw. And that is the example of intelligence. Kinesthetic, ganahan sila mga sayo, mga sula. So you have to be part of that intelligence also. Muna sa elementary, when you are going to teach an elementary grade, you have to accept all the challenge inside the classroom. You have to accept all the difficulties inside the classroom. That not just like in multiple intelligence only, not just like in a lesson plan only, not just like in a topic only, but you have to see all the child needed for that particular classroom. Let's say for example, if the child kay kaihion siya unya nakas tong nga ang discuss ka, ba mangihi ko nya nakas sa tunga si mga topic, what will you do?
Sir, tagaan ay para sa ako, sir, mas better ang good na, diba, before ka mag-discuss, ito tagalog tayo ng English students para magawas. Pero kung
yes,
wala ang situation, sir, ako siyang tagaan ng time na lang, sir, na pag-ausod. Pero, at least, for next na po na maritabo, di na di ko ma-accept na mo na po yung reason. Before yun, dapat isunod sa klase ang teacher, dapat andam lang ka ng mga estudyante para alam nga tayo, igayon dyan para mamilo sa ng teacher.
Okay, so tapos siya na po. So very good. So inanad yun nga pamaagi or way na makakuha ni mo, makatagan ni mo ang attention ng mga estudyante. Then as long as you as a teacher matagaan po kanyang attention, muna ang tinatag nga ang maniligan nga giving and rewarding. So if you give the specific child, then mubalos po sila kung saan ang space for medicine. So the important thing is respect to your students, motivate to your students with various multiple with various different methods, strategies that you are going to use in your classroom. So being a teacher, in 6 years ko ikaw nung naman ako ni nga to ikaron in 6 years in teaching many challenges, many strategies and methods that I'm going to use. Kaya dili lang ka mag-stick to one sa usap activity. You have to visionary. Nakay panglantaw sa unahan kung unsa ang padulungan sa mga lesson. Makasabot ba ka sila ng lesson? No? Dili kaya sa actual na bitaw na in reality in the classroom, dili ka makaingon ng mga medical topic na pinakasay na opinion kita lang kung kasabot. No, appeal ko ang mga bata ang mga kasabot. Dili yan. You have to follow the curriculum. Curriculum guide. That is the most important thing. Dili ka makingon akin na magtudlo ang topic iganahan ko dili. So tanan master mo tanan. Dili lang in that particular topic nga master ka or ganahan ka, kailangan master mo tanan. But mo naging na that you have to study in advance. And that is my interaction between your questions.
Thank you kayo, sir. Daghan kayo nakatunan. There are so many, lots of baka lang ginatami mo sa mga idea how to become a good future educator. Thank you kayo, sir, sa inyong giray ng time. Thank you kayo, sir. So, thank you kayo sa time, sir. Yun na yung yata sa opportunity. So, yun. Wala ito. Well, best na ko nakatunan, sir, is give them a respect. Mag-respect ko sila balik sa inyo. Thank you guys, sir. God bless kayo.
Thank you.